The following broadcast is a Nighthawk Network presentation. What's going on, good people? It's your boy E-Buck in the building. It is time for that show known as the Big Buck Sports Report. Hopefully, y'all have been having a good week out there in the world and everything's going great. And you've had some time to check out some of these sports that we are talking about tonight. If not, let me go ahead and update you on some of the things going on in the world of sports. After this, we're going to take a little intermission. Then we're going to give you the sports guru sports perspective where me and the host, Hugh Lee, talk about some sports topic as well this evening. That being said, let's get straight into it. As you know, last night we had Game 1, NBA Finals, Boston Celtics, Dallas Mavericks. Quick synopsis. Basically, Boston made a game of it not, okay? By the half, they were already up about 20. It was a little comeback in the third, but in the end, Dallas just didn't show up for business last night. Very easy victory for the Celtics, primarily because they did well from three-point land, and they basically got a big boost by getting back Kristaps Porzingis, 7'3", and played very much like the all-star he once was in New York. When you have that combined with some of the great players that they have, the great young players on that Boston Celtics team, if they continue to play like that, there's no doubt in my mind that they will continue on to win the NBA championship this year. I picked Celtics in 6 on the Facebook page. I'm going to pretty much stick to that. I'm liking it. Game 2 should be interesting. Definitely should be a lot closer than last night's game was. Definitely expect both Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving to play better. Both of them in Game 2. I'm going to pick Boston to win, but it should be a lot closer. Maybe 5 points or less. In the end, I'm still going with them in 6, and I do believe they will win because they have the better players overall. When you look at the roster 1 through 12, they have the better defensive play, and I think they just had the mindset that this is their time, and they're ready to show people that this is their time. Not to mention the fact that Jason Tatum is in the contract year, and I think he wants to get every ounce of his money and will do what he can to make that happen. So there's that. Of course, as you know, after that, some of the players will be getting together and they're going to be playing in this little tournament we like to call the Olympic Games. That's going to go on late July, early August. We're already starting to see some of the great athletes getting ready for that. We had the U.S. Gymnastic Championships last week. And, of course, it should come as no surprise. The big winner in that one is one great gymnast. Very small, very compact, but by far the best gymnast in the world and proving it once again. We are talking about the great Simone Biles, of course. She did win the all-around and had some of the best scores in said gymnastic tournament. No surprise to anybody. Remember, she has won more Olympic medals than any gymnastic woman ever, and should probably only add to that in this year's Olympics in Paris. Hopefully, she will not have some of the psychological problems that she had in the games 4 years ago. But of course, you know, with COVID and everything else that was going on, it was just a different time and just had a different feel to the whole thing. So looking forward to that. Just look forward to the Olympics in general, checking out all the different games and athletes and seeing those people. Hopefully, unlike how we usually do, these people will become household names for a quick minute and then they disappear back to the shadows. Hopefully, some of them will actually stick on and we'll remember these people and they will move on to do great things like some of the great Olympians in the past. The people such as Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, whichever you prefer, who went on to do other things in life, perhaps nothing that drastic, but you get what I'm saying. Things along those lines. Anyway, let us move on. We also had in the NCAAs this week the baseball tournament for the men and the softball World Series for the ladies. And of course, it should come as no surprise, the Oklahoma Lady Sooners are your four-time, not one, not two, not three, but four-time NCAA softball champions. Remarkable team, remarkable streak. Remember, this team not only now owns the record for having won the most consecutive women's titles in softball and NCAA history, but they also have the longest winning streak in history. They had a year where they only lost one game. And keep in mind, softball, they play like 60 to 80 games and then some. One game. Remarkable streak by these young women. Hopefully they will be remembered more in history than, obviously not, like I said, women's sports is growing overall, but women's softball still not quite up to where it needs to be either. And speaking of women's sports, got to talk WNBA. We will be talking WNBA throughout the season and keeping you abreast of what's going on. So much so, in fact, that I'm going to actually start doing my audio podcast again, but this time I'm going to use it to highlight the WNBA a couple times a week. We will probably start that on off on Sunday, talking about what's been going on in the W the last few days. We got 4 games on tonight's slate in the W. Right now, let me get you updated on the one game, because that's the one that I'm sure most of you will have interest in, because a lot of you that are new to the WNBA, of course, are following the exploits of Angel Reese and, of course, the Caitlin Clark, who is presently playing right now against the only not win team in the WNBA. That would be the Washington Mystics. Let me give you a quick update to what's going on in that game right now. The Indiana Fever are up 38-29 over said Washington Mystics. If I can get you a quick box score check, I shall, and I did. Right now, leading the way for the Mystics is Stephanie Dawson. She has 10 points. Surprisingly, Aaliyah Edwards with just 4 points after having a tremendous game the other night with her career high 26. Not so much so far tonight. Meanwhile, on the Indiana side, Caitlin Clark does have 8 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. Having a pretty good game so far. Just 3 for 5, 2 for 4 from three-point land. So hopefully she can keep that up. Now the score is now 38-34. They're about to go into the half. That is that game. The other games start at 10 o'clock this evening. There are 3 other games on the WNBA slate tonight. We have Seattle versus the Las Vegas Aces. At the same time, we also have Dallas against the Los Angeles Sparks and the Minnesota Lynx against the Phoenix Mercury. All those games are tonight at 10. You can find them all on the Ion Network if you have the cable packages or whatnot, YouTube TV. Or if not, then you can check out some of the highlights later on YouTube. Look up WNBA, and then the highlight packages should show you a little short, condensed version of each game, about 10 to 12 minutes long, where you can check out the major highlights to each game. Then, of course, if you had ESPN Plus, I think you might be able to catch a game or two that way also. Anyway, let's move on. Hopefully, like I said, you are enjoying the WNBA. As you see, they've been talking about it so very much, and of course, I could not be more pleased. You know, I've been a big advocate for women's sports here on the Nighthawk Network, having followed it for many years myself, and I'm just glad that more people are getting involved in the process. I'm glad they're doing a better job of not only talking about it, but also marketing the WNBA as well. Hopefully, that leads to more dollars in the pockets of those young ladies who are currently in the league. Let me highlight the person of the hour, not Lane Caitlin Clark, because she got a lot of talk about this week. That would be Miss Shannon Carter of the Chicago Sky. Of course, for those of you who have been tuned in, she has been villainized basically for what she did to Caitlin Clark in the game last Friday against the Indiana Fever, or Saturday that was that game. And rightfully so. It was a dirty play, plain and simple. Went too far, but keep in mind, it was one of several dirty plays that have gone on throughout the league year. And it seems, based on them, that they're mainly targeting the rookies in the league because of the extra attention they get, and they've been giving them a little extra attention of their own. But no, like I said, if you've been following the league for many years as I have, you will know that the WNBA can be a very turbulent league at times. There are rivalries within the sport. There are rivalries among some of the players even. Kennedy Carter, basically, as you see here, was a top 4 pick in 2020. So she is no scrub. Note that her 13.9 points per game average currently is the best of any reserve player in the WNBA right now. So there is a 6th woman of the year in the league. And right now, based on her numbers, she would be winning it. So she's just not some thug that's in there just to cause havoc and make fouls. She's actually a very good player. And she's being utilized that way. And hopefully this will show her that she should use her play to highlight herself more so than her actions that are not basketball related. That part. But I do agree with what Draymond Green said earlier this week. Basically, if you did these things, own up to it. Don't go to the press conference saying, no, I'm not going to talk about that. And then go on your social media and do talk about it. That was kind of punkish. I agree. You got to stand on your business. You did it. Say why you did it. Say it's because y'all was going back and forth, but she was talking trash. She pushed me to and all that. The cameras will verify most of that somewhere in there. So why not? Do you? But in the same token, do more talk with that ball and less talk with that mouth. How about that? So yeah, hopefully you guys are checking it out. We will check it out together. We'll talk about it together from week to week. Looking forward to seeing how the league progresses from there. Speaking of the league in general, let's look at the standings as of tonight before any of the games finalize. We do have, nope, that is from a couple weeks ago. My bad. Let me go and get rid of that and find the correct ones. There we go. Right now you got Connecticut, the only undefeated team in the league right now at 9-0. And then, like I said, the Mystics are the only team that is without a win and right now not winning either. So that might continue. That being said, note where the Chicago Sky is right there around about the middle, right around where I figured they will end up. So while some of the younger teams are doing a little better, teams like the Mystics and the Indiana Fever are struggling to find themselves this year. Let's see where they go from there. All right, good people. Other sports let's get into. Let's talk a little boxing. It's been a couple matches and understand that the bigger matches of late, the Tyson Fury match, for example, the Deontay Wilder fight, both those fights happened in the last 30 days. Do we even know about them? I'm sure most of you don't. They did not advertise them well. They happened at times of day that was not good for boxing fans. You know, it can't be fight night when the fight here in the States is at 4 and 5 in the afternoon. That don't play out well, especially when the main people that you want to see fight end up not winning. Not winning at all. It's a bad do. It is a very bad do. And we just do not like how it's going down this way with some of the better boxers in the sport. I mean, as far as Deontay Wilder goes, my friend, they done figured you out, okay? If you ain't hitting them with that powerful right hand, we know you can't box. You've made that very apparent. You basically go in the fight stalking, hoping to land that lethal right hand, and in the fight, it worked for most of your boxing career. Now that you are fighting the better fighters in the heavyweight division, and there's so much tape out on you, that's not going to work anymore. So either you become somewhat of a boxer to set yourself up for the knockout, or you basically see the writing on the wall and determine that at 35 plus years of age, it's time to hang the gloves up and figure out something different to do with your life, my friend. As far as Tyson Fury goes, you've hinted about retiring for a while now. Based on how you did that fight, I am surprised that not only are you getting the rematch, but it's going to happen later on this year. I do say if you do not win that fight, you should hang them up as well. Time to move on to other things in your life. And I think you have more that you possibly could do in your life as opposed to Deontay Wilder. I can see a career Tyson Fury, podcaster, actor, WWE, something to that effect. I can see you do any of those things or all of those things. You do seem to have the charisma and things that it would take to make that happen. So at this point, put up or shut up. That's where I'm at with that. Some of the other people that are going to fight soon. You got to start hyping these things up better, folks. We don't know you out here. Unless you are a fan and follow all the sports closely as I tend to do, most of us that's basic boxing fan, hey, we don't know y'all having these fights because they ain't being advertised like back in the day. They're not coming on live TV. They're not coming on network television. The pay-per-view is not even being advertised like they could be. So I don't know what to tell you. Do better. Do better. UFC, they managed to have a fight every week and they advertise whatnot. I'm just not interested in UFC like that. Sorry, not. Speaking of other things I ain't been taking a big interest in lately, WWE, I got it on right now as we speak. Pride Hunter. Shout out to my brother Pride. But the storylines since WrestleMania, not so much. Not so much. NXT, the rest of them, no thank you. Not feeling the, the thing with the castle and all that. Y'all can keep that pay-per-view. Basically, I guess I'll tune back in more seriously when they get the money in the bank. I can see some scenarios that will be kind of good there. But beyond the realm of that, my friends, WWE, y'all keep it for right now. I understand that if you are a WWE fan, you are fully invested. You checking it out. It is growing. They're starting to do 2 nights of damn near all the pay-per-views now and all that. They got NXT bubbling pretty good and all that, but just not for me right now. Can't do it. For my tennis fans out there, let's talk tennis for a little bit. We do have the French Open going on. The French Open final is tomorrow. Who are the 2 finalists? Do you know? Again, because there are not the mega stars in the sport. There are not the charismatic Williams sisters or even Coco Gauff in that final. People not caring as much. Swiatek is the number 1 player in the world. She is in the final. She will probably win the final, but basically she is just a tennis player. She's not really gamblers. We don't know about her here in the States. She's not from the States, so not taking a big interest. Okay, they're not really playing French Open tennis on TV. If they are on NBC, I ain't been paying attention. Tennis is definitely falling off, much like golf. Without Tiger Woods being an everyday staple, yes, Scottie Scheffler, best golfer in the world right now. But just a guy, not really somebody that's must-see TV like that. Until those 2 sports get somebody along them lines to kind of gear it back up, I don't think we're gonna be talking much tennis or golf no time soon. That's again just the honest truth of the matter. So that being said, we about to enter that dead zone, y'all. That time of the year after the NBA Finals where it's going to be kind of hard to find some stuff that's going to keep our interest. Thank God we got the WNBA cooking pretty good right now, and we got the Olympics to look forward to. But outside of that, for many of y'all basically just going to kind of check out till football season. We'll still keep doing some shows for you. They probably won't be as lengthy during the summer, but we'll still check in with you guys and keep you posted. Like I said, we definitely going to keep up with the WNBA, so there will be that. But beyond that, we got baseball. We always got baseball, but, I'm a baseball head to a degree, but not even to the degree that I once was. Baseball starting to not catch on, particularly with the youngers. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of kids out here playing baseball like we did back when we was kids. They're not catching on. Like I said, when they look to play sports now, it's more like the basketball, football. I see more kids playing soccer here in the D than I do see them playing baseball or softball. So that should not come as a surprise that we're not talking a lot of baseball. One of the guys you might want to keep an eye on again is this kid right here, Paul Skeens, the phenomenal rookie for the Pittsburgh Pirates, coming out throwing 100, 101s, 102s, ridiculous sliders and stuff to go with it. I'm curious to see how well he will continue to play. My Tigers at the moment, about 500, literally, figuratively. Pitching, great, awesome, particularly starting pitching. The hitting, not so much. Not so much. Best prospect that we had in years, guy named Spencer Torkelson, not even on the squad right now. Been demoted to AAA. And hopefully he's doing a little better on there. We'll keep you posted. But right now it's looking like I get what I could get out of that guy and send him back. I'm not looking to pay him no big money if he cannot produce on a consistent basis. Remember that last couple months last year, you thought he had finally figured some things out. This year, he pretty much right back to where he started last year. So that ain't gonna work. And Tigers, if you want to improve and basically do something to get into those playoffs, you got to find some people that can use that bat and put it on the ball and score some runs. Because right now, we ain't got a lot of those people on this particular Tiger squad. Not at all. Best team in the league right now, New York Yankees. They doing their thing. The big sluggers, they big slugging. They hitting the baseball. But unlike most seasons, they actually got the pitching to go with it now. So if they can keep that going, who knows what they may pull off once playoff time get here. You already know baseball, much like football, has that one team that everybody either loves or hates. For baseball, it's the Yankees. For football, it's the Cowboys. You already know how that go. And for your hockey fans, yes, the Stanley Cup Finals start now. But we got two teams in it. Not so much. We got the Florida Panthers. Keep in mind, Florida, not big hockey. Not big hockey. More Tampa Bay Lightning fans in Florida than there is Florida Panther fans, I feel. And, of course, they are playing against the Canadian squad. No, the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I've said in the past, and I'll say it again. Hockey will do better overall once they can get more of the Canadian teams to win the Stanley Cups, because that's how they will grow the sport, more so in Canada than here in the United States. So I'm going with Edmonton. I wish them well. Understand that Florida was the team that beat the team with the best record in hockey this season. So you kind of like their chances a little bit more. But just for the sake of hockey as a sport, I hope that the Edmonton Oilers find a way to pull it off and do the big win, okay? That part there. We're about to take a break from the show. When we come on back to the Big Buck Sports Report, we're going to wrap up here and then get you ready for the second show, which is the Sports Guru Sports Perspective. Again, this is Big Buck Sports Report here on the Nighthawk Network. Nighthawk Network, our voices for our people.
We're not asking for your permission. We're not seeking your approval. We're claiming what's ours in the name of our ancestors. We are their answered prayers. This is more than a movement. This is a revolution. Black innocence. What are yours today?
Nighthawk Network presents Pastor Sean Love. Pastor Sean Love, devoted father and husband, a residing pastor at the River Rouge Bible Assembly in River Rouge, Michigan. Join him as he gives us messages from God's Word, Bible study, and encouragement. You can find him on YouTube under Sean Love.
On Blog Talk Radio or where most great music podcasts are located.
What's going on, y'all? We're back. This is Big Buck Sports Report, talking about what's going on in sports. Might as well give y'all a little update of what's going on tonight in sports before we head on out here. Right now in baseball, my Tigers are taking that L to the face. They're getting butt whooped 10-0, bottom of the sixth. Again, where is the hitting, people? Where are the bats? And apparently tonight we're not getting pitching either because we are getting mollywopped. Meanwhile, we got the Yankees and the Dodgers. If you have Apple TV, by the way, you can watch that game live. It is on Apple TV this evening. It is 0-0 in the fifth. Surprise there so far. We, of course, got the baseball championships going on ESPN. They got West Virginia going against University of North Carolina right now. 6-5 top of the eighth, so nearing the bottom of that one. And other baseball scores right quickly. We got the Pirates 2-0 against the Twins. You can also find it on Apple TV this evening. You got the Nationals beating the Braves 2-0 mid of the seventh. You got the Baltimore Orioles beating the Tampa Bay Rays 4-2 in the mid of the fifth. You got in the fifth inning Reds 2, Cubs 0, Marlins 2-2 in the fifth. You got the Giants beating the Rangers top of the second 1-0. You got the White Sox beating the Red Sox 1-0 in the second. And just getting started is the Mariners. They already have 5 on the Royals, 5-0 in the first already. And we're just getting started with Rockies and Cardinals later on tonight. We got the Diamondbacks and Padres and the Blue Jays and the Athletics. That's what's going on in baseball. We got WNBA action right now. Again, we got 3 games later on tonight. Right now, in the game that is currently playing, that would be the Indiana Fever against the winless Washington Mystics. We are at the half. The Fever are only up by 2 on the Mystics. Is this the night that the Washington Mystics finally become the team, the last team, to win a game in the WNBA this season? We shall see. We shall see. Meanwhile, let's check on, of course, the box score because we want to know what Caitlin's going with right now. Right now, Caitlin Clark has 10 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Not bad, not bad. On the other side, Stephanie Dawson for the Mystics, former UConn Husky, has 10 to lead them. So going to check that one out after the shows here. In the meanwhile, hopefully, again, you have a great evening. And in about 15, 20 minutes, we're going to check in with the gurus, the sports gurus, sports perspective, with me and, of course, your host, Hugh Lee. Until then, y'all have a great evening. We love you. You got any comments that you want to add after the fact here? If you check this out after the live, feel free to add them. Let me quickly check in to the IG because I forgot to do that tonight. And we are live on IG, by the way, on my Instagram page, which is Eric Hawk 425. Let me see if anybody checked in. I just missed it. Stand by so I can talk to y'all before we head on out. Nope, nobody I see at the moment. But again, if you check in on Instagram, I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, good people, be blessed. Don't stress. If all else fails, put your hands like these, get your prayer on, let the good Lord deal with the rest. Until next time, y'all, we up outy. Deuces.